And we are again back with our Supercharge Your Manifest and Powers Day 10. We are increasing our people, participants, and if you are still not part of this movement, please join us with the link that you can see and be also a great manifester, because this is exactly how the energy works. When we all get together in that collective space, we can propel on a higher level as we would do it alone. Gemma, thank you so much for joining us today. So tell a little bit more about yourself, because maybe somebody just tuning in for the first time, so they haven't watched you before, although you've been on a lot of episodes. But just introduce yourself and tell, please, what you're doing in this world.
Thank you so much, Irina. It's a joy to join you again, because I actually love to be considered as an expert in manifestation, because it's a fact. It's true. And when you look at it, it's like, okay, so really, how can you make such a bold claim? Well, I am victorious over 15 years of domestic violence, and I was able to manifest in such an awful situation. I mean, when I say domestic violence, I mean beaten, put down, raped, almost killed twice by strangulation, 2 different stories, one time 5 years, one time 10 years. I mean, it's complicated. And you feel trapped all along. You feel unable to live, even though you try. So this is how it was for me until 2013. So it's already 11 years ago that it all came to an end. So I was able to manifest the most amazing man in my life, who is still by my side today, who is my third, last, and dream husband, Sasha. And I actually manifested him for an entire year prior to leaving. And because I manifested him, I received him. He just showed up one day, like serendipity, which is actually manifestation, if you really look at it the right way. I manifested homes when we had no funds whatsoever. I manifested buying our first US-based home in Arizona when we were living in Los Angeles, California, in an impossible situation. And we actually, I manifested a few huge things in my life, in terms of money, in terms of love, in terms of housing, in terms of car. And even, I'm going to give you another one that I did. I never talked about that one, but that was an amazing one. Back at the very beginning, I would say about less than a year into the relationship with Sasha. Sasha is all about elite school, executive education, big names. I did not pay attention to that. I was not even aware of that. I was living in Switzerland, in French. It was not, to me, it was not that important. But I noticed that for some people, it was very important, and it did matter a lot. And for him, he was looking at IMD Business School. And IMD is the number one based in Switzerland, but with campuses everywhere in the world, in Singapore, even in Santa Cruz, California. And we were living in Switzerland still at that time. And he found a way to actually access Dr. Professor George Corrizer, who is one of the co-founder of IMD and also the program director of his own division. So he found his book, and he actually contacted at the school, can we see Dr. Professor Corrizer so that he may sign his book for me? And Sasha received an appointment for that signature. I mean, it's a huge deal. So we drive about 1 hour from home, we go there, meet the person. And that doctor, professor, he actually started to poke a little bit around and ask a few questions just to perceive, okay, who are you guys exactly? And when he heard who is Sasha, was there, whoa, you are a miracle and you are such an inspiration and an example. Do you think about like leading people and all of that? Because his program is high performance leadership. And he said, absolutely, I naturally do that, but I can always improve. And he said, well, you are in. I'm accepting you into my course. Sasha was there. Thank you, but we looked at together, we were aware of the entire form to fill out to be accepted, and it's quite extensive.
It looks like we lost Gemma connection. So I just wanted to, yeah, Gemma, we lost you for a second.
It's
You're
all good.
back?
So, oh, that's amazing. So I'm just going to, I don't know exactly where we lost each other. Make it simple. So that that person told Sasha, scrape the form. I'm the one who decide. I decide you are in. Thank you. It's like, wow, super respect. And then he looked at me and asked, and how about you? And I was there, okay. I was just a few months out of domestic violence. Professionally, I was a tax advisor. I was very well connected in Switzerland, but I did not, I had plans, I had vision, but I was not implementing anything in terms of leadership. And but he heard that I have plan and vision for the future. And he said, well, how about you both join together? And the next one was in Santa Cruz, meaning Switzerland, Santa Cruz. That means the other side of the planet. Okay. So we looked at each other and we said, well, we got a deal. We are going to make it work. Thank you. So now we leave that and it's like, okay, how much does it cost? Oh my God. How are we going to get all that money together? Well, we're going to manifest it. We had no idea how we would go about that. And at that moment in time, I believe we talked about $20,000. And it was like, whoa, okay. So we drive back home. We are blessed because we are accepted in that very high-end program, and we are going to do quite a trip. So then what I do is that, okay, let me go in the backyard. There is a cute little park. Let me walk and talk to my angels and connect with the divine within and drop into a specific state. And I did exactly that. Walked, paced with a mantra, a clear vision. We are in 3 weeks in Santa Cruz, high performance leadership with Dr. Professor Gorwizer, April 2014. It's done. And I'm talking to God or to whoever is listening in the spiritual realm. Say, okay, make it work. Pay for it. Thank you. I receive. I accept. Let's go there. Within a few hours, I got an idea. The plan was already to move to the United States. So we were already on that train of thoughts. We had already made up our mind about that to happen. It hadn't happened yet because it would happen in October, November that year. We would have thought earlier, but this is what happened. So basically, I'm not going to take my car with me through the plane and adjust it between kilometers and miles to make it work in the United States. And suddenly it's like, well, I sell my car. Hey, this is how you get $20,000 like that. Sure. All right. Suddenly, let me, you ask, you receive, you can. Okay. And we just drive both with Sasha's car during the time we're still here. And it worked. within 1 week, maybe 10 days. It was sold, cash in hand, ticket bought, everything paid, boom, 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 boom. And we were indeed in Santa Cruz in April 2014 while living in Switzerland, doing that trip back and forth and getting that entire juicy, high quality teachings from one of the top expert hostage negotiator. It was like, whoa. And beside that, the other big investment was to actually, I had to catch up with English. I was not good with English at all, like far from it. So what we did is that as we received all the recommended reading material beforehand, I actually, with Sasha, read out loud the entire material in English, and Sasha corrected me every mispronunciation, every wrong pronunciation, and then looking up all the words of all the vocabulary that I was just not knowing before, right? So we did that 2 to 3 hours every day for the entire 3 weeks, even before the car was sold, because it was a done deal. We received the material, go get on it, because it's going to happen one way or another. Boom. So that deep belief, that certainty, that firm decision, that giving ourselves permission, all of that is master superpower for manifestation.
Oh my goodness, what a story. Just wow, wow, wow. First of all, I just love what you share because you're actually showing with the real example how things are working. Because if we are constantly sitting in our analytical mind or our logical mind and look at surrounding circumstances, what can I do? What my bank account tells me that I can't do, what my education tells me, what my age tells me, everything looking around with our five senses, this is not the way to manifest, right? We always have to tap to that inner knowing and start thinking from the creative mind. And how do we do that? That's exactly, you do have to train yourself for these skills. That's why we have coaches who can coach you, right? For that. So it just doesn't happen overnight. But the idea is that we learn how to think from creative side of our mind rather than just always rely on the logical side of mind. And in when we are tapping into that creative side of mind, that's exactly where we receive the downloads. And like you mentioned, Gemma, the idea just popped up, right? So we receive these downloads with the ideas that we would never receive if we didn't open our mind for receiving, right? So a lot of times people just block that blessing because they completely ignore it with their analytical mind. They just like saying, no, can't. My bank account doesn't hold that amount of money. I cannot put something on the credit account. No, I can't. So they basically decide for themselves that they do not believe in themselves. Because when we talk about manifestation, it's the first thing is to believe in yourself. Because if you believe that you can do it, you are going to do it. How? It's not our job to know how. Our job is to believe that it's possible and to know what we want and why we want it. And then the steps are going to be revealed to us step by step, step by step. And that's exactly how people start coming into our space. People that would have the answers that we are searching for, and people that are going to move us from where we are to where we want to be. We are going to be in these circumstances that we have to be, like either on the plane or at the meeting, or we are going to hear the information. So basically, when we do this work, we are learning to read the signs from the universe and interpret them correctly, because remember, the universe always speaks to us, but it's all about to tune in and just have that awareness. And that's exactly what we are doing with this Supercharge Your Manifesting Powers event. We are raising the awareness of people to understand that this is real. Sorry. And that this is working, right? It works if you work it. And I love just this example because that drive, when you have that desire that nothing stops you, it's also a prerequisite. It can't be something lukewarm. It has to be something that you must get it, right? No matter what. When you have that strong desire and you make that powerful decision that I'm going after that, even though you do not have money in your bank account, even though maybe your reality, 3D reality, tells you a different story, this is just the fact. But the truth is, you want to connect to that infinite side, which is you, who you are at your essence. And you know that once you tap that side, you understand that you're infinite spiritual being having a human experience, and you have the access to that abundance.
This is absolutely true. So, as a consequence and as a result of this amazing conversation we just got right now, for you, go right now and register for this Supercharge Your Manifesting Powers Masterclass series. This masterclass series is pretty simple how it works. It's all virtual online, first of all. It requires you to register because by registering, you're going to give your email address. And by giving your email address every day at 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, you will receive an email with the 2 recordings of the day that are released for free. Throughout the day, and it's about half an hour each. Throughout the day, when you have a little moment, when you are commuting, when you are preparing lunch, when you are ironing or whatever you do, you just plug in and listen to those experts, real life tested expertise in manifestation from people all walks of life, and they all help you one way or another. So really be attuned to listen to everyone. You don't know who it is who is totally resonating with you until you actually take the time to listen. So you listen 2 episodes a day. Now, I acknowledge you may not have the time every day to actually insert that in your schedule until until May 21st. So there is still a few days to come. So you still have quite a few episodes to listen to, masterclass to listen to. So if you cannot commit to listening to 2 episodes a day, you can just upgrade VIP. It is such a low amount. I mean, just think about that. Is it still $53 or is it another
Yeah,
amount right now?
53. 53.
Just think about that. You pay $53, 53, and you get the entire recording of all the experts, boom, in one go. What better than that? Just think that every of those experts, everyone, they cost a minimum of 150 per session, most of them in the 500, some of them in the 1500 per session. And they give that to you for free. Plus, they give you a cumulated about $5,000 worth of value, free gift, material, worksheet, meditation, like something tangible that you can make your own so that you can get started on your path of improving your manifestation power, supercharging your manifestation power. And never forget, we all manifest 100% of the time. That is something that never stops. However, we do it unknowingly. Our job as human beings is to become conscious of what we are manifesting in order to catalyze, choose, and get exactly what it is that we want. And that is on you. But we, as experts, we help you along the way with all kind of experience and all kind of things that work for us and that may likely work for you if you apply them, and if you receive all the gift we give you. So register. You have the link right here on the screen. You have the link in the description. You have the link up everywhere around. Just register and let us know that you did. Let us know that we actually touched your heart because we want to know, right? Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, successful people make quick decision. What separates regular people from successful people? That successful people actually, if they want something, they just act on it. They are not dwelling on it. They are not thinking, should I or I shouldn't, or maybe it's not right time for me. Just follow your intuition. Your intuition works in the first 3 to 5 seconds. If you feel the nudge, if you feel like this is it, this is for me, I want to get into that, I want to learn more, do it. Because after that 5 seconds, our logical mind is coming, and our logical mind is going to argue why it's not for you, why it's not your right time, and why it's not going to work for you, right? So but this work with manifestation, remember, we learn how to listen to our inner voice, which is intuition. Act on your intuition, not the allow to step out of your mind, just to step out of your way, right? And allow yourself to immerse in this work. And if you are new to manifestation, there is plenty for you to discover. If you manifested something but want to up level that manifestation skill, a lot of interesting, valuable things that experts are sharing. If you want to manifest even more, here a lot of information for you as well. So join us, register, give yourself this gift because you have to come first. Nobody is gonna do it for you. You have to take care of yourself. All right. Anything else, Gemma, you want to add?
I just tell you, do not put it off. It's now or never.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Absolutely. All right. So everybody have a beautiful, beautiful evening. And whenever you're going to be watching and register, give yourself that gift. And remember, manifestation is real. Manifestation is working. And let's all supercharge your manifesting powers. Guys, when we are together in this space, we are going to really, really supercharge our powers rather than doing it alone. So take advantage of it, get into that space of collective consciousness, and let's create something amazing together. Thank you and see you on the next episode.